I speedrun Minecraft 100 times to see how far I can make it. Let's just get right into it with attempt number 1. Since this was my first attempt, I wanted to make it count. So I began to punch down a tree. I got a shovel and an axe. The axe is for PvP and cutting down trees, and the shovel was for getting gravel. After ruthlessly killing a bunch of innocent animals for their food, I decided to go find some iron. I found this one cave that was filled to the brim with mobs, but I was stupid and I charged in anyways. After somehow surviving, I find iron which I could use to craft a bucket, a shield, and a flint and steel. While trying to find a lava pool, I found a ruined nether portal, and I know there's a chest here, so I decided to go searching. After searching for over a good minute, I do eventually find the chest, hidden away in the underground. The chest, however, had pretty mediocre loot. I then 1v1'd an enderman with a golden axe, and let's just say that did not end well for me. And with attempt number 1 done, I hop right into attempt number 2, where near the start of the run, I find a ruined nether portal. Lucky for me, the chest was on the surface this time, so I didn't have to dig to try to find it. I couldn't complete the nether portal, however, so I decided to go try to find a lava pool, which, lucky me, I found it right next to the nether portal. After finding some iron for a bucket, I finally made a nether portal, and I was off to the nether. I didn't spawn in the best place I could have spawned, but I decided to make do with it, because it was only my second attempt. I find another enderman, and I didn't learn my lesson from last time, so I decided 1v1 it again. I apparently overestimated my ability to kill a literal AI from a kid's game, and I die. Although I thought the run was going pretty good because this was my first time in the nether, so I decided to go back for my loot. I finally ended up finding my loot, and I was off to a nether fortress. I find some gold and I mine it, so that I could trade it for some ender pearls with some piglins. Although a piglin was watching me and I accidentally angered it, and here's a little chasing. I didn't want to kill the piglin because then his whole squad would have been after me, so I decided to run, and he eventually went peaceful again. I started trading with the piglin that tried to kill me 10 seconds earlier, and he gave me absolutely trash loot. I began killing blazes, having to use my god apple in the process because I'm bad at the game, then continued farming until I got 8 blaze rods, just to be safe. I find another piglin to trade with, but the wither skeleton aggroed onto me, making the piglin try to defend me, where I saw this. After avenging the fallen soldier with half a heart left, I found another piglin to trade with. I then mined some more gold, where enemies were attacking me from all around, although I had half health left, so I thought I was pretty safe, but then I died almost instantly. On attempt number 3, I was on a boat, and I found not one, but 2 wrecked ships, and the second one had a treasure map. Once I made it to the location, I started digging, and after 300 seconds, I couldn't find it, and I left. Attempt number 4. I find this pretty cool cave and I see an enderman, but by now I should have learned my lesson of fighting endermen, right? In attempt number 5, I find a lava pool, where I failed the first portal horrendously, because I forgot the very first step, but the second one I completed correctly, and I was ready for the nether. This nether wasn't as bad as the first one because I wasn't immediately surrounded by soul sand. Although I forgot I wasn't wearing any gold armor, so a piglin got mad at me, and this was pretty embarrassing, so I'll just let you watch this for yourself. Yeah, I was not too happy about this loss, and I went back into the nether later because I thought it was a pretty promising nether, and pretty close to me was a fortress. On attempt 6, I immediately spawned in a village. I then killed the iron golem for some iron, although I didn't realize that there was a ledge to the left of me, and I died to him. And I died to him a few more times until eventually I found this out, which was pretty helpful. and I was pretty stupid for not thinking of this earlier. After ransacking the village of their beds, I then start searching for a lava pool, and I see some fire burning in the distance, and this could only mean one of two things. One, it's a lava pool, or two, it was Herobrine. Lucky for me, it is a lava pool. I then go in the Nether, have a friendly interaction with the piglin, and then I begin trading. After terrible trades, I then stupidly broke gold in front of a piglin, punched it, and then everyone hated me, and I was just on a wanted list for piglin. The piglins chased me into another fortress, and there was a convenient gap placed between me and the piglins, so I was safe. I then made some golden boots so they wouldn't be mad at me anymore, but one piglin was still mad at me from before, so he hit me and I hit him back, so they would probably still be mad at me. I started trading with one piglin, so I went to get some more gold for him, but another piglin was watching me mine the gold, so he dropped down and I almost died. I was done trading with the piglin, so I went to check what he dropped. At first I thought the trades were pretty bad, but I saw that there were ender pearls on the ground, but the cheap ass only gave me 2. I was low on food, so I went to kill some hoglins for their pork, but apparently they could reach me from here. And attempt number 7, I find a lava pool. But of course the Nether itself was pretty bad, and I bonked my head. For attempt number 8, I spawned on a desolate island. However, I found a shipwreck with a treasure map inside. And after failing terribly trying to find a treasure chest last time, I watched Phyllis's video on how to find a treasure chest every time with ease, and it worked perfectly. After more traveling, I find an island with a massive cave where you can see the lava pool at the bottom. I didn't have any wood to make a pickaxe for the iron, however. I couldn't find any land, so I stole the wood from a shipwreck, and I made it to the Nether. Once again, the Nether wasn't the best, but I did end up finding a blue forest to farm some endermen, and this time, instead of 1v1ing them directly, I decided to go under blocks so they wouldn't reach me. And again, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. And after 22 minutes, I find 2 last endermen to battle, and luckily these 2 dropped 1 pearl, which is all I needed, for 12 pearls. On the other side of the blue forest was a fortress, where I broke into and upgraded my axe. I then came across a blaze spawner, and all I had to do was defeat 2 wither skeletons guarding it. New run, new me. I started off by punching a tree, finding a ruined nether portal, where I got a whole gold block. Then I found a shipwreck and another ruined portal. This time it was underwater. I'd used Phyllis's trick again, and the chest had some pretty good loot. I then killed some sheep and dug straight down, hoping to find a lava pool. And I did. After traveling to the Nether, I did some trading because I had 11 gold. Apparently the baby piglins can't trade, so he was just sitting there holding the gold that could have possibly been ender pearls if traded with an adult. I make some staircase, hopefully trying to kill him with fall damage so the other piglins wouldn't get mad at me. It would just seem like a little accident that, happened. But they never did die, and they just kept the gold, and I decided to leave them alone. After doing the Return to Sender achievement, it had nothing to do with the speedrun, but I still thought it was pretty cool. I decided to farm some endermen. And I had some pretty good luck because I had 8 ender pearls, and it didn't even take that long to get. I still had 8 gold, so I wanted to save some time by trading the gold and hoping to get ender pearls, but he never gave me an ender pearl, so I just went back to farming. After collecting all 12 ender pearls, I turned my render distance up to try and find the Nether fortress, and lucky for me, it was right in front of me. All I had to do to get into the actual fortress was to get past these 3 wither skeletons. And that wouldn't be too hard, right? Surprisingly, it wasn't, and with the help of this piglin, I managed to kill all 3 of them. I do end up finding a blaze spawner, where I get 7 blaze rods just in case something bad happens. After making it back to the nether portal, I make the Eyes of Ender. And just a fair warning, by the way, I don't know how to do that triangular eyes crap, so just bear with me. While on my way to the stronghold, I find a village, which was good because I needed beds. When I was done with the village, I threw in another Eye of Ender to get myself back on track, where not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 4. 4 Eyes of Ender break back to back when I throw them. 1 in 5 chance of breaking, by the way. I get scared to throw another pearl, so instead I mine down in the general direction of where the eyes are going, and I eventually find the stronghold. And after 15 minutes, I finally find the actual portal to the end. I place a bed to set my spawn point, knowing very well I would die multiple times to kill the dragon. And like that, I placed my Eyes of Ender into the portal frames, and I was off to the end. Psych, you know those 4 Eyes of Enders that I lost earlier? Yeah, well, apparently I needed at least 2 of them to get through. And I didn't have those because they all broke, so I had to go searching for more ender pearls. I got the first pearl with ease, but for the second one, there were 4 zombies defending this one enderman. And because of the stupid new combat update, and me being too stupid to barricade myself from the zombies, I die. I do end up finding my stuff, however, and I do get that final ender pearl. And with that, I go to the end. I play it safe and destroy all the crystals. I couldn't do that one bed strat because he was already perched, so I started stabbing it, where it launched me, but I landed an MLG water bucket. I then started damaging the dragon with beds. Unfortunately though, it kind of backfired on me and half of my stuff burned in an explosion. I died a couple more times, but I did a lot of damage to the dragon, and it wouldn't perch again, so I started going insane and placing a bunch of doors down, as you can see here. The dragon eventually did perch again, and after doing some damage to it, I died. I went back to get my stuff, and I couldn't pick it up for some reason, and I thought this was just a glitch, so I would relog to see if it fixes it, and this happens. For some reason, when I relogged, I could pick up my items again, but the dragon was back to full health, and I was like, maybe it's just a visual glitch, maybe it's still low, but nope. When I damaged it, it was definitely at full health. I get launched into the air again, but I managed to hit an MLG water, and for some reason the Enderman was pissed at me, and you can see me shake my mouse in frustration a bit, and I just die. Although I purposely made the Enderman kill me near where I spawned in the end so that I had time to get a sword I remember seeing in a chest. And finally, after stabbing the Ender Dragon multiple times, I finally defeat him, and I free the end. And like that, my very first PB was 2 hours and 17 minutes. It was crazy. After 9 attempts, I finally got a PB. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Now do it 16 more times. On attempt number 10, I spawned on a little island. This time, I didn't see a ship anywhere, so I just decided to leave. Nothing too interesting happened in attempt number 11, so here's me dying to some piglins. Attempt number 12 was going pretty well. I found a village, I found a lava pool, and I made it to the Nether. But then I died in a pretty stupid way. On attempt 13, I found a ruined Nether portal at the very start of the run. The chest was pretty mediocre, I just got gold armor and flint. While traveling, I found a village, and in the village was a blacksmith with iron armor and 2 diamonds. I used the diamonds to craft a sword, then I got some hay bales, and I killed the iron golem, this time not dying to it. I found a ravine with lava in it, so I decided to make a portal there, and I was off to the Nether once again. After doing some trading with the piglins, I found a fire resistance potion, and I decided to keep it when I was fighting the blazes, that way I wouldn't take damage to them. Right here I fell in some lava, and I almost used the potion but decided to save it once again, so I just ate bread and healed myself up. I was feeling pretty happy because I didn't have to waste my fire resistance potion, so I was off to look for a nether fortress when this happened. After that embarrassing incident, I decided to go farm some endermen. I had terrible luck with the pearls. I killed 29 endermen, and out of those endermen, 12 of them dropped a pearl. There's a 50-50 chance for a pearl to drop, and I had to kill over 24, which was pretty unlucky. After grinding endermen for way too long and searching for the fortress for way too long, I decided to try an MLG hay bale, and if I landed, I would continue the run, and if I died, I would end the run. That was all a complete lie, by the way. I was planning on continuing the run, but I failed the MLG, so I just decided to make up an excuse. So, yeah. On to run number 14. It wasn't too special, I just kind of died of fire. After that horrible attempt, I tried practicing the bed strat, and just trying to defeat the ender dragon in one cycle, with one perch only. After a bit of practicing, I hopped right into attempt number 14. Well, that sucked. Maybe attempt 15 would be better. Attempt 16 was actually looking pretty promising because it spawned near gravel and there was a sand temple and a village pretty close to each other. After ransacking the village, I head over to the temple, where I got a golden apple out of one of the chests, and believe it or not, there was a lava pool pretty close to the temple. Unfortunately, I got a pretty bad nether spawn, and I was surrounded by lava. I did a lot of bridging to try to make it back to land, and I also had to do a bunch of mining because I couldn't reach it, and I had to use my golden apple, which you can see there, and it just took forever, but eventually, I made it back. After some exploring, I find a ruined nether portal in the nether, which I didn't actually know was possible up until now, but I guess it does make sense. When I finally found a blue forest, I got the Hot Tourist Destinations achievement, which is completed when you go through every nether biome, which shows how much I was traveling for. And this is how I died. And here's attempt 17. Nothing interesting happened in attempt 18, except for this. I saw a cock engraved into the ground here, and I didn't even carve it in. It was just naturally generated here, and I never saw that happen before in Minecraft. And if you don't believe me, I sped up the entire run, so you can see that there's no shenanigans I pulled off. Sorry if the frames are like, it's like a slideshow, but like, it doesn't matter. You should get the gist that I did not carve that in, I swear. Oh yeah, and here's how I die. Attempt 19 sucked. Attempt 20 went just as well as attempt 19. Attempt 21 was actually going pretty well. In fact, I found this chest with a lot of iron in it, and emeralds, and I thought it was pretty useful. In attempt 22, I tried to build up to get to this other portion of the blue forest, although unfortunately I didn't account for the block right above me. Attempt 23 was going pretty bad. I found like 2 villages, but that didn't matter because I was at 1200 seconds, so I just took myself out to a 9 goal. Attempt 24 wasn't looking too well, so I just decided to leave. These past few runs weren't looking too good, and I wanted to end off on a high note. So for attempt 25, I tried my all, and I put in my hardest work. And like that, I got this far. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The video for you guys is only around 20 minutes, but for me, this video took a couple of days and several hours for all the runs and editing down the runs, so I'd appreciate it if you dropped a like and maybe subscribe too. And with that, I'm ending the video, so see ya.